Welcome to the program Inside Council Chambers. My name is Ishmael Mkandla. Today my guest is Ward 22 Councillor, Cllr.Rodney Jele. Welcome to the program, Councillor.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.
My first question, Councillor, is I would like to find out from you that now that you've achieved 1 year in office, you've completed 1 year in office, what have you done as a councillor?
Well, thank you. I think during the first term, I think the biggest project that we did, I had two biggest projects. One was for the road rehabilitation. We did some roads, but of course through our retention fund. But of course we are not yet done with it. And also the refurbishment and renovations of our council clinic using the RPF funding. So those were the biggest projects. And of course, some of these projects, they are small projects helping the vulnerable in the community, assisting them in various activities and various things that they'll be needing assistance.
Speaking about the RPF fund, can you tell us in detail what is it all about?
Okay, it's a funding that deals with the omama abazithweleyo. What happens is when a pregnant lady registers at our Nkulumane clinic, is given a voucher. So it's free of charge. He only pays $1. So after giving birth, is reimbursed $10 for a taxi. Then our donors fund all those services. So in turn, we get marks for that, and those marks are turned into some funds. So those are the funds that we use to refurbish and renovate the clinic, and also buy medication in the clinic. So it was a project that went up to 2017, and it stopped, but we have since revived that project again this year. Okay. So it has started again. And
on the road rehabilitation, maybe you can give us a bit of detail in terms of the kilometers that you have covered on road rehabilitation.
Yes, of course we did some. We're actually doing some 5 kilometers regrading and regraveling, but we also identified another about 5 kilometers using our retention fund. Actually there were two roads where we wanted to use the other one was only resealing, the other one was reconstruction, starting from scratch. But we had some challenges here in the area, contractors, because of our money losing value. So we have not yet resealed because we are renegotiating with the contractors, and also we are renegotiating whether our money is still enough so that we finish the project.
Yeah. On the 3% retention fund, have you received your own allocation? We have had many councillors complaining in the previous council meeting that they've not received their allocations.
Well, to a certain extent, my only issue is we are moving slow, and our money is losing value each and every day. But of course, I've seen works have started actually, but it's slow. Obviously, our team in council, they were citing issues of procurement, new procurement regulations. So those are the things that were delaying us. But we have since used part of our monies, our retention monies, to put new LED lights. So we've got our new LED lights on our tower lights. So we did 4 tower lights, part of the retention fund that we did this year.
And what were your plans for the 3% retention fund if you were given all of it at once?
Yes, of course. According to my ward executive, we actually had, the second plan that we had was to do some stone pitching in the ward, because we've got areas that are usually affected when it's rainy season. So we wanted to do some storm drain pitching. So that was the next project that we're actually looking at. But also, because of our ZESA challenges, there were also sight of doing solar tower lights. But I'm not sure whether those ones are really feasible, because with this ZESA problem, it's not something that will go on for long. Yeah, so we're hoping that maybe even next year things will be at least a bit better.
You have chaired the Town Planning Committee. Can you tell us in brief what the Town Planning Committee does?
The Town Planning Committee, it's a simple committee. Its mandate is to deal with the development permits and application for leases for various premises. So basically, those are the main issues.
Okay.
Leases and development permits.
All right. We've had churches also complain about the council taking long to allocate them stands for them to build their churches. Can you tell us what is the challenge?
Actually, that one falls under the subcommittee for allocation of stand and development. But of course, I can answer because I once chaired it last term. Basically, the problem that arises is that you find a church, without mentioning any name, it has got maybe 2 or 3 branches in one single ward.
Yeah.
While there are other churches who will be looking for church spaces and they don't even have any space. So those were the main complaints, especially from these upcoming churches who want space also. Then all the spaces being taken by maybe bigger churches or older churches, because there will be many branches in a single ward.
Maybe you can share with us the process of acquiring land for churches.
Well, of course, what I know now is we are trying to craft a land policy.
Okay.
I think part of the land policy will also deal with the allocation of churches. Because last time it was just first come, first serve, where when you apply for a space, if the space is not used for anything, then they can list it for you. But now I think we'll have a policy around churches which will be incorporated in the land policy that is being crafted, because we're supposed to submit that one to the minister for approval.
Okay. You now sit in the business committee. Can you tell us what the business committee is all about?
The business committee looks at issues, business entities, council business entities.
Okay.
We've got our City of Kings business ventures, which under City of Kings business ventures, we have the Caravan Park, the Nursery Park, and we've got the Mzilikazi Pottery, and the one which closed, obviously, the coffin making factory, but right now it's not operational. Under Ingwebu, we've got the Ingwebu breweries and the farms. But going forward, we want to cooperate investment in our business committee, because right now it will be called Business and Investment Committee. So we'll also be looking at the investment of the city, how we can revive the business in generally of the city.
You once proposed in the last in one of the council meetings that there should be a fund set aside to assist the residents who will be affected by natural disasters. How has the plan materialized? Yes,
actually I was worried because because of the disaster problems, we are affected. Many households are affected. There are fire outbreaks. So at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't make sense that we donate monies to people in Chimani, and people are losing properties, people are losing houses here, and we are not doing anything to cancel. But then the other issue again is the onus lies on residents, whether we can really set up maybe a fund which is paid by every household, that when there is a fire outbreak, council can just come and put the fire out without you paying anything, so that at least you focus on maybe rebuilding your house. So that was my proposal actually, that at least we should come up with a fund that every resident pay, even if you say $1 or $2 every month, which is incorporated into your bill.
Did you propose the same thing to the residents?
Yes, actually that suggestion came from one of my feedback meetings here in Kolomane. President actually proposed that, because I know way back that fund was there. It was there, it was incorporated in people's bills. Okay.
You once proposed that there should be an introduction of disposable nappies because the Pampers issue, the nappies are now a health hazard in the community. How bad is the situation in your ward?
Well, because of our street sweepers, sometimes you don't really see the impact of it, but our street sweepers are doing a really good job because they are really cleaning the ward. But of course, we have got dump sites where these things, where these diapers are really dumped. So sometimes it's an issue of teaching our young women, teaching our mothers how to really dispose of these diapers.
Okay. Any other community challenges that you are facing in your ward?
Yes, of course, the biggest challenge is issue of finances. People are failing to pay their bills. People are failing to even survive in their homes. People are failing to feed their children, take their children to school. You know, people are now living through vending. And I think it's high time maybe with council, we come up with a temporary measure, because our country is run through the informal sector right now, if you look at it, even the city. So we should really come up with a policy or some measure, which is temporary, because obviously people cannot live on informal sector always. We need to open industries, people go back to work, so that there's production in the country, there's production in the city. So, but for now, because of the informal sector, we really need to sit down, map up a policy, how we can help our residents so that they can make a living, and in turn pay city council so that city council can provide services.
Okay, thank you so much, Councillor, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cllr.Rodney Jele, for giving us your time to talk to us and tell us about the developments in your community. You've been watching Inside Council Chambers. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. My name is Ishmael Mkandla. Till we meet again on yet another episode of the program. It's goodbye.